So in my mind, the two most important words for today are privacy and advertising. Basically, the way I see it, if you look at the $9.99 a month news service, Apple's telling you, we'll give you news from trusted sources, and yes, there'll be advertising on it, but we're not going to scrape your data when you use our service. And I think that is very important. And second, what they're doing with financial services with the credit card, which is trust us with your financial services. And again, we're not going to use you for data. I think that's big news from Apple.
I mean, big news and really important, Tom, but you know, for a company that is so large and needs to find growth at a time where its core products, the phones, the tablets, you know, some of the other products are stagnating, is it enough to move revenues?
So excellent question. If you look at their last completed fiscal year, 60% of their sales were still from the smartphone. And this is going to be a multi-year process. But I do think that especially when it comes to advertising and essentially offering consumers an opt-in model, in this case at $9.99 a month, that can be a needle mover over time. But yes, it's going to take a period of transition to move away from the smartphone.
Ed, what's your take on these announcements? Underwhelmed or overwhelmed?
Well, I'm underwhelmed. I think it's laudable that they're trying to diversify their services revenue, which is it's not a bad idea. I think, as Sarah pointed out, it's going to be a massive hurdle given how large the company is in iPhone, and 80% of their services revenue are tied to iPhone. So if you step back and look at the big picture on Apple, far and away the vast amount of their earnings and profit are tied to iPhone. And if that product stagnates, and it has, then you've got a long-term problem, just as we said last summer ahead of the launch.
But services are growing very rapidly. I think it's 40% of overall growth, and if they can increase the chunk and the offerings available, Ed, then you know they can win investors.
Well, I mean, that's true, but the problem you're facing is so much of that is tied to iPhone. Apple Care, a lot of the entire portal. As Apple has said repeatedly, and they're correct in this sense, that the iPhone is the gateway into all Apple products. And so what you have to be concerned about here, as the iPhone sales slow, and if that continues, that trend continues in the next 3-4 years, and they start to decline in terms of subscribers leaving, then you've got the opposite true. It's a gateway in, but it's also a gateway out. So the services revenue that's growing largely on the back of iPhone will start to decline. And so you've got a core problem that you've got to address, and it isn't services, it's iPhone.